What is up, guys? I decided to do a podcast so you guys can get to know more about me and I can talk more raw about, what I think about what's happening in Asian football and ISL and transfer talks. To everybody on my community place, I said, what's the best transfer? Everyone was saying Gary Gary Hooper, right? So, like coming from England, I know he's English, but to be honest with you, because he wasn't like a big name, like from because I live in London, so it wasn't on my radar. I didn't know who he was, and I know everybody was like, "Oh, but he played in the A League," and I'm in Australia. My first opportunity was in the A League, but I was doing various jobs, not only coaching. So, and I was more worried about my role than watching the A League. And to be honest with you, I haven't really watched too much A League. But as I got to know like you every man here, what's up, guys? Like I want Indian football, I want to have some noise there. I want to have some effect on Indian football. I reckon I can, right? So I want to let's go into Gary Hooper's 2019, 2020, Gary Hooper, right? The guy played 21 games. He played 1,105 minutes. He started 13 games. He came on as a substitute 8 times. So that's a bit worrying. I realized also that he had a hamstring injury last year, right? Because this is to all shout out to all the Blasters fans and the Blasters fans who also watch my channel. Thank you very much. So today we're talking about one of the players that's going to be part of your team. And do I think that it's a good signing? I've watched a video that will be out tomorrow. And obviously, I'm reacting to his goals. So I'm going to go a bit nuts and crazy. But as a coach, I like to think about things, in numbers as well as it's not everything is meant to be passionate. Sometimes numbers do speak a lot about a player, and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, it just depends. So the guy is, I think, 32 years old, and he's traveling to India. I mean, that's very, very, very good in my opinion. That you have somebody that has like done the hardest work of traveling to Australia is not always easy. So he's proven in the aspect that he can actually travel to another country and do very well. And I looked at the top 10 stats in goal scoring in Australia, and I think he came like 11 for 12 because he scored 8 goals in Australia, but it wasn't enough to get like top 10. So he must have been just a bit off. He did get a hamstring injury. I'm not sure how much that affected the season. I think it was like the last game that I read, but I'm not too sure. He probably could have scored. He probably could have broke the top 10, and that is important to think about. So let's go through his general statistics. Yeah, and this is my first time doing this kind of stuff, guys. I see everyone in the chat going a bit nuts, and I love it. Thank you. I'll get as I get better at this, I will start talking to you guys as well. I see Div there. That's quality. Trevor, what's up, bro? Bahata, I can't even pronounce these names. Paul, what's up? Tech Unknown, yo, what's up? So let's look at Gary Cooper, right? Okay, he played for the Wellington Phoenix. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to match him up with the other. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Can you guys hear me well? Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, okay, good. So I'm like in seeing. Ew, let me see. Korea non-league. I know him as an attacking player. So someone just said to me that he's got good defensive record. I mean, we don't really care about that. We care about his attacking ability, or he's, what position does someone type in the chat? What position you think he's going to play in Blasters? I mean, I know him as an attacking player. Someone quickly type in the chat. Center forward, yeah, exactly. So we're looking at it like that. Someone just threw me off and was like saying that he's good defending. Like, what? Okay, so as a coach, let's do this. Let's pretend that we are all looking at his stats, and I know you're fanboys of Blasters, and you'll do everything so that your team does well. But let's have some objective justification of, do you think he's the correct person to come to your club? So I'm going to put him against other A-League players. So we'll look at Gary Cooper now. He played 21 minutes. He played 21 games, and he starts 13, substitutes on for 8, and he also substitution. He got subbed off the pitch 8 times. I mean, that's a bit worrying in my opinion. He lives in a part of he played in a part of Australia. Like he played in the A-League, that in a place that wasn't so hot. So going from New Zealand to India is going to be, he definitely needs to get his fitness 100% right in that position. I mean, there's no way he can just think it's like England or Auckland. I mean, England or Wellington, and then not try to adapt to the Indian weather. That's going to be a huge, like big problem for him. There's one stat in here that I'm very happy that he's got though, and we're going to get to it in a second. He has got a stat that will suit that type of weather. So I'm going to let you know that in a second. So he scored 8 goals in 21 appearances for Wellington, right? 8 goals. Now, minutes, I mean, that's not bad, to be honest with you. His average goals per minutes per goal is 138 minutes per goal. So basically he plays 1.5 games, and then he scores every 1.5 games. He scores 1 goal. So his shots on target in the whole season were 12. I mean, that's just nuts. That's very good. I mean, he's got a very good shot accuracy. I mean, his shots on target was 12, and he scored 8 goals. Can you imagine? So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I'm trying to say that, like, yeah, I know I can't really look I can't really look at his what's up, Nikki? I can't really look at his Celtic. It's just so far away. It's like saying when you were in primary school, let's look at your stats. He's just another player. He's 32 years old. I can't give him, you can't say like look at Messi, how he was when he was like 23, and look at him now. They're totally different. Although Messi's really good. I can't have his stats from Celtic. You have to have his stats from the last couple of seasons. So we're going to have his stats from Wellington Phoenix. And I have to say, the one stat I'm very, very surprised with is that he's only had 12 shots last year, 12, and he scored 8 goals. Now, I seen when I was watching videos of him, when he was taking a shot, he was always like aiming his whole body towards the corners, which is like, it's good because you're kind of directing the ball that way, but you're directing the ball with pace. A lot of people shoot and just their leg angles it, but their body is just for like the power. But he kind of angles his body when he shoots, and you'll see it when you'll see media reaction to it. he angles his body towards the corner and it fires right in. So I'm not surprised that he's doing it. And with the Indian weather, right, I think that maybe your scouts and your coaches decided that you need a player that's got very good shot accuracy, and you need it. You don't have enough time in a hot country to be bombing up and down and having like 15 chances for one goal. You definitely need to get them in, and that's why I think he just stands like he stands out from the crowd. I love every single person that's in my comment section. Thank you very much. BTZ, David, Davs, Vieira, thank you, bro. It will be hot. I know it will be hot, and that's the problem here. I mean, I'm having a bit of issue, guys. I'm having a bit of issue on Blasters actually like getting somebody in that's 32 years old. I have no problem with a 32-year-old. I mean, but I feel that, it's going to be a hard season. It's going to be a bigger season next year. You're going to need some people at the peak of their powers. I mean, I'm going to have a look at it in the next couple of days. I hope your other transfers, I want to make this transfer talk a very quality transfer talk. So I want to only look at like Hooper, but I hope you have other people who are energetic. You need it. It's just not going to be good enough, in my opinion. Okay, so he didn't win any penalties last year. He didn't win any penalties last year, and he didn't cross. He did not cross one ball, which means he stays quite center. Successful crosses 0, crossing accuracy 0, assist 4. So guys, when he's not scoring goals, he's actually assisting, which is like amazing. He's got that little Rooney thing where he stands in the middle and you pass him the ball and he'll lay it off almost perfectly to the other players, which I like. The one criticism I've got of that is where Rooney would, obviously this is Rooney, he would play onto someone running. I was watching Gary Hooper and he was laying it off, but he was going backwards a little bit too much. I mean, it's okay. You hold on to the ball and that's amazing, but you want to basically hold your ground and gain more ground, not go backwards. But in A-League last year, he assisted 4 assists, and that's amazing. No, it says 4. And key passes was 11. So I guess the key passes. So I guess he's actually pretty good at football. Like, obviously being from Celtic and playing in England, the game moves very fast. So his mind, especially playing against the local Australian players and New Zealand players, I think would have been quicker. But he is a striker. You have to understand this. And you want your striker to score goals. 8 goals in 21 matches is not the best. But if you look at it by minutes played, I think it's really, really good. So we're going to see the minutes per goal. So I had a look at the other A-League players. I'm going to butcher these names, guys, okay? I'm going to butcher these names. But what's up, 29 people in my chat? Okay, so Adam Lefonde, I don't even have to pronounce that, from Sydney, scored 21 goals. He was the second top scorer. Yeah, I think maybe Blasters maybe should have looked at players that had better stats than him. If they were like picking, your Blasters, you have the money, you can definitely get these players. Gary Hooper didn't even come in the top 10. I think it's a bit of a risk, man. Like if you don't do well next year, it's because you need some people who can score lots of goals. So the other people that Gary Hooper played up against, I mean, the other strikers or attackers was Adam from Sydney FC, Jamie McLaren from Melbourne City, and Ben Halloran from Adelaide United. Why do they have to make these names hard? It's me. It's not their problem. It's my. I have the worst. Like I can't. I can only speak English, and that's it. It's me. Anyway, so Adam from Sydney FC scored 21 goals. He has a better goal per minutes per goal than Gary Hooper at one goal every 119 minutes. Jamie McLaren from Melbourne City FC has a goal every 96 minutes. And the good news is Ben Halloran from Adelaide United, who scored more goals by one goal than Gary Hooper, has a worse goals per minute. So if you look at value, it looks like Gary Hooper is a good value compared to like someone who scored more than him in the same league. Where he wanted. So Jamie McLaren was the top goal scorer in the A League, basically, and Adam left from there was the second top goal scorer. So Jamie scored 23 goals, and Adam scored 21, and Gary Hooper scored 8. You see, that's what I'm explaining to you guys. I mean, you just have to understand, like, you want to be a big team within your country because you've got the Asian Champions League. Like, you've got to understand, like, I'm not sure how much money you spent on him, but if you spent a lot, you just have to understand, like, could you not have got someone a bit like a better stats? Look, if I doubt Gary Hooper's watching this, but if you are, well done going to like Blasters, and it's my job to try to critique it so that the fans can understand. Right, I really doubt you ever like listen to this, but I have to be honest. Like, Blasters really, really, really want to get like to the playoffs at least, yeah. And you need players that scores a lot of goals, that are used to scoring a lot of goals. I did have a look when he played for Sheffield. He didn't score a lot of goals then. I kind of caught here in a couple of loan spells, I think, and. Like, let me have a look at it now. I'll have a look at it now. Let's go. All right, let's go. Let's go from the beginning one. 2003 to 2006. Grays Athletic. He's had 69 appearances, 20 goals. 2006 to 2008, he went to Southend United. He had 32 appearances, 2 goals. Then in 2007, Hooper went to Leyton Orient, and he was on loan, and he scored 2 goals. He scored 2 goals, and he had 4 appearances. In 2008, he was on Hereford United on loan. He had an amazing loan appearance where he scored 11 goals in 19 games. Then he went to Scunthorpe United, Scunthorpe United. I have no idea. 80 games. He scored 43 goals. So he's becoming a striker where he scores like it looks like he's kept up. He's scoring from when he was younger, in scoring every other game, basically, right? Because it's like in every if you played 2 games, he would definitely score 1. In Celtic, he had an amazing record, like somebody said. In Celtic, he had 95 appearances and he scored 63 goals, fam. 63 goals. That is like an amazing record. I mean, that's what you want. You want that player. But unfortunately, that player was in 2013. It's not the player that you're getting. He went to Norwich City and he, 18 goals is still 18 goals, but he had 64 appearances. And so you can see the decline. I mean, England it doesn't matter where Norwich was. It's not going to be as easy as sometimes Scottish league is. In the end of the day, Celtic, to be honest with you, is one of the top teams, is the top team, and will always be one of the top teams in Scotland. And when you play up against other teams, you have the best players against players who are good, but who aren't as good as you. And when that happens, you know you're going to score a lot of goals, and that's what you can see. Because when he went to Norwich, Norwich City, you can see, like, he didn't even score a goal every other game. He scored a goal worse than one goal in 3 games. Then they were like, "Bun this! I'm going to ship you off to Sheffield Wednesday. What's up, RM? Kevin Phillips." And then in Sheffield Wednesday, he scored. He did what he normally do. He scored 1 every other game, which is 12 games and 6 goals. And then Sheffield Wednesday bought him, and then he went back to 1 and 3, which is 70 goals, and then he played 24 games. And then in 2019, he went to Wellington Phoenix, as you all know him and you see him, and he scored 21 goals in 8 games. And he played his best ever result. He played 1 game for Phoenix reserves, and he scored 1 goal. That's what you want to see. A goal a game. Messi style. Okay, so the offsides. Hey guys, you sick and tired of your players being offside? I am. This guy has the most offsides in all the players that I put him up against. I put him up against other players from A-League. 2 of them, the top 2 goal scorers. The other one, who was like the player that was above him in the goal scoring because of 9, and then he scored 8. So Gary Hooper was offside 14 times. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but the player that finished first in Australia with 23 goals was only offside in the whole season 6 times. Now, I know your ref, if they don't want Blasters to win, you know what they're going to do? I tell you what they're going to do. They're going to give him offside every time, even if it's not offside. And then when they say, "Why'd you give him offside?" they're going to say, "Look at the stats. It's always offside. So we're always right." You know, referees, they do their studying as well. It's not only just us or me. This is what I do. This is why you need coaches. Like, that's why I'm doing this for the Indian football. I'm also doing it for the Asian football. I do it for my team. So, like, you need this passion. You need the mentality. I might make like an Indian philosophy for your football and just send it to them, because in the end of the day, I haven't seen one. But, you can see in England one, you can see Australia one. India, I don't think have one. I mean, that's retarded. That's just very bad, basically. So I don't like the offsides. And he won 1 penalty. I don't think he took it because it doesn't say. So the key passes 11, which is good. Okay, so compared to the other players, let's go through the other players. Goals, he scored 8. Adam 21. Jamie, the top scorer, 23. I mean, he didn't. Goals per minute, he was the second worst one. Jamie, you should have got this Jamie McLaren guy. He's every 96 minutes per 1 goal, going on sick. I just think, and let's look at the defensive. Let's look at the defensive things of Gary Hooper, just so we know. Tackles 1. You want your people to work hard? Do you want your people to work hard? I know I do. I mean, do you want to play a pressing style? I mean, in India, you can't really do that too much, but because it's just so hot and you can't keep it up all day. I like to see Liverpool try that, but I don't think they can. But tackles 1, is 2. Like, seriously? Like, okay, so how does this compare to the other people? Jamie, the guy who won the best like the most goals in A League, did 3. Adam Lefonde, like tackles 10. Like the guy literally played 21 games and he made 2 tackles. Are you mad? Are you mad? Like, you can't, this is nuts. Like, I demand my players to tackle people. It's impossible. Like, that's just nuts. Sorry to say, but, you know, like, sometimes you can overlook other stats, but sometimes, in my opinion, you can see a little bit of, it's probably not his fault. Maybe the coaches in Wellington don't care about pressing. But if you're going to press, like literally, like Liverpool's attackers literally win like 3 or 4 tackles per game, because and Sterling in England, they win a lot as well. So like Adam Lefonde wins 10. The other person that's come on top of him, and this makes sense now because he has a worse goal ratio because he's tired. Ben Halloran, who scored 8 goals in the A-League last year for Adelaide United, has tackled 18 tackles per game. Now, like, that's what you want to see. Sorry to say. I mean, if you're asking Gary Hooper to be your front man and to like get balls off defenders, it doesn't look like he can do it. Especially he's going to be 1 year older than last year. Good news is he's got a tackle success rate of 40%, which is pretty good. I mean, but it's the worst out of all 4 of them at the moment. Blocks 0, interceptions 0. So this guy is literally a guy up front. And if you really want him to do something, he needs to basically, you need to give him the ball. If you don't give him the ball, he just, I mean, the stat, it's not me. I mean, don't, like, you know, if you're watching, sorry, but like, I don't know. Like, if I saw that from one of the players, that I would not be happy. So distribution. So let me see. 21 games, fouls conceded 12, which means he draws a lot of fouls, but literally he is the worst fouls conceded out of the 4. Adam Lefonde 50, Jamie McLaren 19. So he doesn't draw a lot of fouls either, which means, like I said to you, when he's up front, he seems like he gives the ball and he gives it away really quickly. So that means, so let's just build a game plan. This is how we do it. I'm a coach, yeah? And yeah, I will do Vincent tomorrow, mate, okay? Okay, RM? So, shout out to Greenish, Balaram, Raindrop Entertainment, what up? Jeeves, booyah. Basically, let me tell you something, yeah? You can see by stats, and you can kind of build a game plan for your future. So you don't even need to have him in your team to understand how he's going to gel. So he doesn't run after players. He doesn't like close down. Maybe that's to do with the other team. I don't know. But that's not how I play, or how I like my players, or how I think teams should play. I tell you why. Because in general, I think if you look at like defenders, and they're not very good at dribbling the ball. They're very good at making decisions. So you should be putting so much pressure on these players, because at the end of the day, if they can't dribble past you, and they need a lot of time to pass correctly, then you can just take the ball off them. That's the secret in football. If you look at like Liverpool and Man City, that's what they do. If anyone here played football, put the hand up, yeah, or put one in the box, and you'll know a lot of the times you'll see people pass the ball, like the defenders, and you'll see them do it slowly. And what they're doing is, like, if I had the ball and you're gonna get the ball off me, like, I could just say like, oh, I'm gonna go that way or that way. So the reason why you're standing off is because you're unsure where I'm gonna go with the ball, right? I can do anything. But actually, most defenders, in actual fact, sorry to say it, but they're not very good. So you're just standing off me, or they're standing off defenders for no reason. If they just went up close to defenders and the other players blocked the passing lanes, like literally, I'll take the ball off you. That's basically the secret. Like the secret that only the top teams really, really know. And in the end of the day, just because you can do a little flick here and there and look good on camera, it doesn't really mean. You see the Premier League. Anyone watch the Premier League? You see it. The best teams in the world, you put a bit of pressure on those defenders, they give you the ball, mate. Even like Pogba gives the ball away. So pressure is a modern way of football. And if you think Gary Hooper is giving you that particular game, he's not giving you that game. He's not. The stats say it. He doesn't win that many fouls, which means he doesn't hold on to the ball. To win fouls, you have to hold on to the ball. For instance, the second top goal scorer in the A-League, Adam Lefondre, I think that's how his name is, he draws 42 fouls. 42. So in the end of the day, if you go near him, you're going to foul him, or he's going to get away, or he's going to pass the ball. He like draws people to him. He holds onto the ball so other people can run off him. And even Ben Halloran, he draws 42 fouls won, which means you either go to him or he dribbles past you or he passes. And if you don't, he'll still hold the ball. And it looks like it's very hard to get the ball off these people. Gary Hooper doesn't look like he holds the ball long enough. I've watched him. He gets the ball, he does a little Rooney, he flicks it to the side, and then the other player get to it. But the problem is you're not holding position. Because if I was in the midfield and I'm passing it forward to Gary Hooper, I'm trying to gain ground. So he needs to hold on to it, not pass it back to me. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to get over there. So I don't know. I'm not happy with those stats, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't mind only 8 goals in a season, considering he didn't play that much. I'm unsure why he came. You really want a player? Like I asked all the play. Like I got two. I'm a new like person in YouTube, right? Only 2 months doing this, and I asked everybody on my channel. I said, what is the best person? The best transfer, and everyone's like Gary Hooper. You're trying to build. You're like, listen. Let me tell you something here. Robbie Fowler can probably come into off the team, get fit, and be be almost as good. The way it's looking like, to be honest with you, like it doesn't look like this guy runs as much as you want him to run. Your blasters, you really, really want him to be on all. Like a beast, basically, and he doesn't have beast stats for a beast team, to be honest with you. And if I was a fan, I'd be a bit worried, and that's what I have to say. With Gary, so do I think that look? Everyone deserves a chance. Let me do some shout outs. What's up, Mean? What's up, DV? What's up, Creations? What's up, KBFC? Uri? What's up, Mr. Cocktails? What's up, Devin? What's up, Solomon? What's up, Nevid? Mr. Cocktails again. Mystic. Okay, so let's be honest. Next year is going to be the hardest year. Nathan, what's up? Jay. Galacticos Gaming. We'll play some games soon, guys, yeah? So let me explain to you, yeah? You are going to have the hardest season of your life next year. The players, obviously, the Indian players, I expect them to have gotten a lot better. So your average opponents that was not great are going to be better, right? You're getting players in that know about the ISL now. You're getting top coaches in like Robbie Fowler. We're going to talk to him about him in a second. You're getting, what's up, Verma? Basically, you're getting a lot of top quality in your league. Now, are you going to say Gary Cooper is a top quality player that deserves to be on your first team? Like, considering I asked you facts. I said, what is the best? I know I have 70% or 60% Blasters fans. But still, when I say who's your best transfer, you must give me somebody better. If you want to grow your league, I'm sorry, guys. You know, I could be wrong, but you need someone that scored more than 8 goals. You need someone a bit younger than 32. And if he's 32, they need to be. And I know in the past you had your Del Pieros and your Roberto Carlos's and your other players, but this is the problem. Like, it didn't do much for you. You need to attract players that are 29, 28, 27 that maybe, like, for instance, this is my strategy to you. I swear to God, this is my strategy. I would find players that are in big clubs that can't make it. Don't know what your policy is for transfers. I know you need some Asian players, but there's some like big players that are on loan that are 23 years old that can't get into Barcelona, that are playing in Asia somewhere. I would get those players in. In the end of the day, I will come up with lists of names of who to get, but you need, like, next year is going to be the hardest year. The hardest year. And you're telling me, when I write on my community page that what is your best player, and I come up with a player who played 21 games and he scored 8 goals and has scored no penalties and has been substituted for 8 times and he's been substituted off 8 times, and he's won 13 fouls, and he's conceded. Okay, he doesn't tackle anyone, so he's only conceded 12, which is pretty good. But it's just successful dribbles. Now, it looks like he, out of the top 3 players who are the 2 of the best goal scorers, he does have the most successful dribbles. 19, behind Ben Halloran of 24. So, I mean, he looks like when he gets in a 1-1 situation, he can do stuff, but then he needs to score more. I guess when he dribbles past someone, he elects to pass it, right? So, I mean, in the end of the day, what's up, Uran BS? Dip T and Dip. My goal is to make this channel the T series of football channels. All the other channels, they think they're big. Listen, if I'm going to have Indian coaches sitting right next to me, like, I'm going to find people that are Indian background, and then we're going to sit down and they're going to be qualified, because everyone needs to be qualified. And then in the ISL, I'm going to listen. I'm going to do fan cams and everything like that. I'm going to buy like my merchandise, obviously, and the ISL Blasters. I'm going to go around Australia with a video cam, and I'm going to give out Blasters and Goa and Mumbai t-shirts to random Australian fans, and say, would they be part of if I give this shirt, would they wear it live on camera and shit like that? So I have a lot of ideas. I will be doing this. Thank you, T Gamer. This is really, like, you need your own united stand of ISL, in my opinion. And I'm happy to give it to you, even though it's not going to be as big, but I will get there. We'll get there. You've got a lot of people. You need to be sending this to all your friends so they can. And by the way, when I do my Football Manager game, playing the game, I'm going to be doing against fans, which means I'm going to make 2 teams, one controlled by me, one controlled by you, as a voting system. On the side, I'll say what formation, you guys decide, what players, you guys decide, and we'll see who wins. I never played a game before, but I guess I know who wins because I'm the best coach ever. Yeah, but I don't know. But anyway, going on to Gary Cooper, I just think that Nathan, what's up? I'm seeing the same Sakas San Kaha. Oh, listen, San. I call you San, yeah. Okay, so for instance, everybody, just to let you know, I will be doing more of this, and we'll have more subjects to do with me. I'm going to put this on a podcast. So I'm going to get my my girl that you see on the video sometimes. I'm going to get her to help me with the podcast. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure how to put it on like iTunes and stuff, but I'm going to get better at this, obviously. To do with Gary Hooper. Like, are you kidding me? Next year is going to be the biggest ISL match, and like the biggest ISL league ever. It's going to have more teams, and it's going to have more hungry people, and it's going to have players that are looking to destroy the league. And you're telling me that the best person that's transferred is this guy. I don't know. Just the facts. Let's go through it again before talking about whether what we think about Robbie Fowler. Right? Okay, Gary Hooper, for every single person that's new in the chat, this is for you. Let's go through it again. Games played, 21 games. Minutes per goal. No, minutes, 1,105 minutes. He started 13 times. He was substituted on 8 times. He was substituted off 8 times. He scored 8 goals. He's 20 minutes per goal, 138.1 minutes per 1 goal. Shots on target, 12, which is like crazy that he scored 8 goals out of 12, which is like insane ratio. Shot accuracy, 66.7, which is the highest shot accuracy in the whole, basically not the, I don't know about the A-League, but out of the 3 people that were in front of him, he's got the highest shot accuracy. So he's better than Adam Lefontaine, better than Jamie McLaren, better than Ben from Adelaide United. He assisted 4. His key passes were 11. His penalty one was 1, but I don't think he scored it. It's possible that he missed, actually, because in penalties it was 0. Offsides were 14, which is horrific compared to everybody else. The other 3 were 9, 6, and 2. His tackles one was 2, which I think is absolutely. If it wasn't his fault, it was the coach's fault in Wellington. Phoenix. Yeah, Wellington. And when I'm talking about Robbie Fowler, I've got a story for you actually. In success rate, 40 tackles. That's not good enough in my opinion. Clearances, 6. I don't know what to do. That's defense. That doesn't matter. Blocked, 0. Interceptions, 0. Interceptions. The guy doesn't even run up to someone to try to take the ball. Come on, guys. I mean, seriously. Distribution, successful passes, 222 successful passes, which is out of the 3 is the worst. Adam Lefontaine, second top goal scorer in A-League, 416. Jamie McLaren, the top scorer in the A-League, 241. And the guy who scored above him, Ben, for Adelaide United, successful passes was 556. Gary Hooper only done 220. Should have done more passes. Passing accuracy. He has a passing accuracy of 70, which is basically on par with everybody else. He's got slightly better than the other 2 strikers, which is good because in the end of the day, he's going to a new team, and to gel, you need to be able to pass good. That's why I said that's one of the things I saw. When I saw him play for Celtic, I saw him do like he dropped deep and he started passing and spraying his little passes everywhere, which is what you need, right? And in India, specifically when it's hot, that's the kind of player you do need. So I'm very happy with that. I would be very happy with that. Passing accuracy in opponent's half. In opponent's half, when he gets to the other people's half, it's 67.3. And comparing to the other people, that's better than the two people who are top of the table and the second on the list. So doesn't look like it's too bad. Successful dribbles 19. That's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, I mean, yellow cards, he got 1, penalties 0, fouls conceded 12, fouls 1, 12. He doesn't have a red card, so he's not like a bad man, like a bad man. I'm used to playing in very rough environments, so I don't mind. Okay, let's talk about Robbie Fowler. I'm not going to throw you with stats. Before we're talking about Robbie Fowler, what's up, Blind? What's up, Blind? What's up, Richie Ron? Yeah, he did have an injury, but we looked, Richie. I looked at the, like, it's the average minutes, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And the passion. It didn't look like it was there. I'm not cussing. I'm saying tomorrow I will put all these facts and I will show it to you. So I'm not making it out of thin air. Everything that I'm seeing are facts, and you can see it exactly. What's up, Krishnan? Thank you for coming. So in Robbie Fowler, Robbie Fowler is amazing, man. He's an amazing player. He's an amazing person. And I think that he will do wonders for East Bengal. But can he really improve them? I don't know. But his style is definitely a style to definitely improve players. What he does is he will get there and he will see shit. And he'll be like, no, this is not how we play. And I watched him once, right? I know there's no East Bengal players here, so fans here, so they might all drop off. But in the end of the day, Robbie Fowler is worth talking about. And he said he understands the history of the club. Robbie Fowler said he understands, he really wants to see like the local derby, and he understands the fans' passion. And he's used to like playing in that because of Everton and Liverpool. But the good news for Blasters fans is I don't think he can get them to the point where, like, I don't know. He was a really good player, and being a sick, amazing player makes you, I think, doesn't make you like the world's best coach, obviously, but it just makes him see things differently in a place that he could change. So, for instance, if he took over an English Premier League team, there's nothing really much you can do when you got Aguero and De Bruyne running down your goal. But he's in a league that he can affect things. Other opponents aren't as good, obviously, because Gary Hooper is like your main transfer. Then you can do something about him. But what he'll do is he won't do Mourinho, but he'll make everything very solid. What's up, Sanjay? Sanjay June, what's up? Sorenjay. Sorry, I can't even pronounce these. Sorry, I will try my best. S June. Anyway, what he'll do is he'll come in and he will basically make sure that the team is solid. They don't make mistakes. They know what they're doing. I watched a game actually between his old team, Brisbane Roar, and Wellington Phoenix, and I was so surprised. I was sitting there going, I think this is before Fowler came, or it was when Fowler just got in. I was like, what am I watching? Literally, this is the reason why when you ask me, do I know about A-League? No. I was on my break. I was at Melbourne Victory. I was, doing some stuff there. And I was like, what is going on? What is going on? This is the worst football I've ever seen in my life. And it's possible that Gary Hooper got injured in this match because he got injured in a Brisbane, but it was so boring. Like that's the problem. Like that's the problem with Fowler. Fowler, to fix things up, he might need to go very boring. And he did wonders with Brisbane. But football is not always pretty. And for everybody in the world that says, I want pretty football, I want beautiful football, people need to wake up. Like players that are very good at football and make things look easy are very expensive and not always, you can't always buy these players. So the other way in is to set them up so they, players know where to stand, what to do, and they move together as a team. So it's very hard to break down. This is what Fowler will do. And plus, he can give like insights of how to score goals. So because he's such a lethal goal scorer back in the time, he will definitely know in East Bengal how to make players better. So in actual fact, they don't need to attack a lot. They just need to know how to do things correctly. I mean, I can help, if you saw my little video, I can help someone who had no confidence really, like in any team I'm with, in the lower levels, get really good to the point where like they're the best, they're as best as they can be, and they can challenge like for like that professional team and stuff like this, even at a non-professional level or semi-professional level, when I'm working with people one-on-one. And that's me. I'm not even Robbie Fowler. So imagine Robbie Fowler. He just basically says to the strikers, don't worry, I'll teach you how to shoot. And then everybody else just needs to not let a goal in. And then and that's basically Robbie Fowler. So, and he's a little bit cheeky. So he has like things where he he'll play out of like this little system sometimes and surprise you. What's up, Nathan? Okay, guys. So thank you for coming to my first or second or third podcast. I don't know how many times I try this. This will be on Spotify or wherever my girl puts it after, okay? I love every single person. Tomorrow I will make 3 videos, one of them on Gary Hooper. Tomorrow, please, guys, let me know who you want me to find to talk about, to get the stats, to watch next. And I love everybody. It's 5 o'clock in the morning in Australia, so I gotta be going. Ciao. Bye.